Hey, happy Tuesday, beautiful souls, wherever you are on this phenomenal planet. It is time for Shift Your Thinking Tuesdays, where we transform our inner experience to a phenomenal outer experience for 13 minutes of our day, our time. We do it together. Happy New Year! Happy new fiscal year for those of you who are up right now, because maybe half my timeline was turning up, I would imagine. So to those of you who are catching this on the replay, I trust you are going to enjoy this one, especially as you start the new year. And I think it's timely, especially because I saw a lot of people get engaged in 2018. So whether your plans for marriage are in the next 6 months to a year to 2, 3, or if you do long engagements, tune in. And if you are thinking about marriage, perhaps this is a great episode for you. Episode 77, my Instagram camera is sideways. Forgive me. Episode 77, I know in the caption I put 76. I'm losing track. It's a good thing that I'm actually writing this stuff down, or else I would just be lost, y'all. I would be so lost. Oh my goodness. So, episode 77, I'm calling this Marital Strife, the blame game. And if you're new to me, welcome. Puerto, also known as Super Agent. Say hi, say hello. Drop a comment in the comment box. If you are on Facebook, Instagram, be sure to hashtag replay if you're listening to us after the live ends. And shout out to my radio podcast family. Love you. We are doing amazing things on the podcast, and it's because of you. So thank you for downloading this show. And if you haven't had a chance yet, for those of you who are new, like I said, hello, get hip to it and subscribe on my YouTube channel. Subscribe, like, and comments. Put a thumbs up. Be sure to add your favorite playlist, because there are a couple active playlists that are happening on my platform. Shift Your Thinking is one of them that happens every Tuesday, 8:10 Pacific time. On Wednesdays, it is my Ready, Set, Real Estate show that is going to be off the chain this year. Like, yo, make sure you're grabbing merch, Ready, Set, Real Estate. Yes, the teas are available. Hello, Dion, Henry Thomas. I think I said that correct. And shout out to Bungo. Happy New Year, Bungo. And I had a great conversation with Bungo, by the way. Like, true supporter. Really appreciate the love. And I would be remiss if I did not say that. Like, Bungo gets it. And so, what else am I missing? Radio podcasts everywhere. What else? And I already said, be sure to subscribe, like, and comment, and share. You know, people have asked and said, Lisa, yo, you like so committed. You're in the trenches. You like doing it. You doing it. How can I help? How can I support? Very easy. Hit that little share button. Hit that like, share button. And if you're on YouTube, hit subscribe. That's how you can support. Because this platform overall is to bring awareness to our nonprofit, Real Estate 100 Youth Foundation, which we are the only nonprofit in the country that teaches youth ages 11 to 17 real estate literacy. I am a licensed California real estate professional, also known as super agent, national speaker, public educator, author, and co-creator of tons of stuff. Tons of stuff. So for those of you who have been connected, have been like, yo, when is your app coming? When is your TV show coming? It's already here. Just get connected. Bongo says, bless, Sister and Lisa. Yes, thank you. Happy New Year's, family. Absolutely. Same to you. Blessed to you. Blessed rising to you all who are just waking up and you jumped on the timeline. All right. So I got the logistics in. We're good. What else do I need to cover? I think that's about it. I think I'm really going to like this episode because it really is just about your relationships. We talked about this throughout the entire of 2018 as we talked about your relationship with your money, family, friends, job, people, places, and things. Cover all the nouns. Episode 77, I'm calling the marital strife, the blame game. We are continuing from Shift Your Thinking, 200 Ways to Improve Your Life with Dean Del Sesto. And I'm in the section called Marital Problems, Just Another Opportunity to Blame Something. So if it applies, if it doesn't apply, let it fly. But you may want to tune in because wherever you are, we all want to be loved. We all want to be in nurturing relationships. And if you're anyone like me, when you are loved, you're receiving love, giving love, you just flourish that much more. So all the success that you are seeking in life really is coming from within. I've said this before, you cannot give what you yourself do not have. As we talk about love and relationships, you cannot give what you yourself do not have. I love myself. I love myself tremendously, which is why I can give so much love out. I can, do this. I want to make sure I know I'm like losing. All right. Shout out to my Instagram fab. Thank y'all. Giving the love out, giving the love on IG. All right. Let's just jump into it. The author says, how neatly we label our issues so no one can hold us personally responsible. I did think, I was thinking, most people are going to think the New Year's segment, because this is January 1st, 2019, episode 77. And most people would be like, oh, we're going to talk about New Year's resolutions. No, I covered that on the last episode. It is not the time for you to be doing New Year's resolution if you're not born in January, if that's not your natal chart. So as you're talking about manifestation, growth, success, personal development, pay attention to your natal chart. That's the time for you to start discovering self and working on change. So this show today is actually perfect because my son, we were up late and I was finishing a project, which I got done. Yes, I got it done. I'm so happy. I said to my son, midnight strike, I said, Happy New Year's, Lathan. And he looked at me. He said, what does that mean? I said, exactly, son. Exactly. Keep going, y'all. Just, it's another fiscal year, another wonderful day. Most of you are off. Enjoy that. Enjoy that, family, friends. I will be doing that today, regardless of me getting up, coming to my office and doing the show. I will be spending time with my family today. And so I just thought about that because everyone feels, it's like every year people think there's this massive change that is going to overwhelm you. No, it's not. That's not how this works. So I say that to say episode 77, start of 2019, we're talking about marital strife, the blame game, and how we easily take the responsibility off ourselves in relationships, albeit you're married or not. If you're in a relationship, what is the goal of your relationship? Be very intentional with your relationships. I know I am. I'm very intentional. I'm married in consciousness, y'all. I'm so in love. All of the above. Okay, yes. So I know, I see I was not going to do it, but yes, for you, let me do this. Okay, so I've been asked by Henry to adjust my camera, and I am happy to do that. So let me move this one over because I actually have two cameras happening, and then I'm going to do this one. There. How's that? Better? Yeah. Okay. Slight adjustments to the camera. I want to make sure. All right. Veronica says, gotta put in the work for change. Absolutely. How's that, Henry? I'm in here. You got me, full body, half body. All right. I think I'm good. Thank you. I'm gonna give you hearts for that. Thank you. Really appreciate that. And that tells me that it matters. You're listening. What I have to say matters. You like want to get the whole view of everything. Exactly, Veronica. She says you gotta put in the work for change. Exactly. It's gonna bother, the camera's gonna bother me because it's like really off. All right, are we good? I think I'm good. I'm gonna rock with this. And so there are no shortcuts, y'all. There are no shortcuts. It's just doing the inner work. And I've said this before, the most work you are going to put in is the inner work, because you're out, that's how I open the show, transforming your inner world for a phenomenal outer experience, transforming your inner experience for a phenomenal outer experience. I'm saying the shift you're thinking is a transformation of thought, mind, body, spirit, so that the external world can reflect that, which is why I was saying married in consciousness. Why? Because that is my intention, to have such a loving relationship. The relationships I have, I'm learning about how to communicate, how to converse, how to meet other people's needs, how to be patient, all that. I'm so in love. Why? Because that is what I desire. Very easy. It's what I desire. I desire very natural things. All right, let's continue. He says, one of the most successful avoidance strategies negate our personal responsibility to negate. I'll read that again. One of the most successful avoidance strategies to negate our personal responsibility in marriage is to slap a label on our issues. Marital problems, irreconcilable differences, we grew apart, you name it. You've heard that grew apart. Okay, let me just share this, right? Because I've said that before, and I've said that as a very short explanation of why my long-term relationship ended. I didn't say we grew apart. We wanted different things, is what I said, and it was very toxic, very unhealthy, and it was not the relationship for me. So full disclaimer, all right, as we talk about marital problems and strife, if you are in an abusive relationship, get help, okay? Get help, get out. Counseling is available, therapy. Do seek those professional avenues for your relationship, okay? Because it's not okay to raise a hand, punch, fight, fist, slap. None of that is okay. And I have to give full disclaimer as we talk about that. Shout out to those of you who are joining in to Shift Your Thinking on Instagram. I want to make sure I do full disclaimer about that, okay? It is not okay, as we talk about marital problems, to respond physically. You know the saying, you want to argue, you want to fight, let's fight, what is it, horizontally? Horizontal polka. Oh, I see, I had another thought about that just now, because I'm like, I used to think that's how I could solve my problems. You can't solve your problems with sex. You guys cannot solve your problems with that either. All right. It's just not going to work. It only delays it. It only delays it. Okay. Bring it back, Lisa. Once you put a label on a marriage breakdown, the responsibility gets delayed into a vernacular, not a person. There's no hope in that. And again, that's because we're taking the responsibility off of self. This is why I said doing the inner work, right? So many people are pretty, when you project and look onto other people's relationships, you don't know exactly how that couple is working with each other, how they're communicating, how they've made a pact to each other to say, I will not do blank. And I think that's so important. Hey, Karan, thank you for chiming in. I saw you call me. I was asleep. I was knocked out. I was up late last night finishing a project. You see how in relationships, and this goes for any relationships, it is setting the tone and the intention of the relationship. How many of you, as you were planning resolutions and New Year's, how many of you set a plan for your relationship for 2019? You may have set health plan, right? You may have set a goal weight. I'm a build right here actually, because I feel something coming on. I'm going to build right here. Henry says, yes, that is a lot better. Thank you. Good. How many of you set yearly plans for your relationship? I'll wait. Let me put my lipstick. Put my lip gloss. I'll wait. How many of you, Lisa, have set a plan for your relationship? I set a plan for my relationship. Actually, even talked about what is the plan? What is the plan? What are we putting in place for 2019? I just thought about that. Is such a turn on now. Ooh, big turn on, big turn on. Setting a plan for your relationship. Have you had dinner, breakfast? If you haven't done it, now's a good time to say, honey, if you're in a relationship, and if you're not in a relationship, it is perfectly okay to design your relationship that you desire. I've done it. I've literally done this. I actually had affirmed, declared, wrote it down when I was ready for a relationship. I'd been single for X amount of years. And I said, I'm ready. Now I'm ready. I'm ready for love. I'm ready for a relationship. And I set the plan. I set the intention. How many have you done that? The author says, I'll continue. I'll come back to it. He says, frankly, I've never seen a word or phrase stand in the gap of conflicts in marriage. Only people who are committed to reconciliation are willing to account. Listen to that. Only people who are committed to reconciliation are willing to account for how they have sown such that they have what they have. Actively working on it. Can't just jump into a relationship, jump into marriage. It's like that old cliche saying or that old phrase. People spend months, years planning for the wedding, but are they planning for the marriage? Are you planning for the union? What are your intentions? What are your intentions for your personal relationships? I really like this. It actually, I think, is very timely because as human beings, we desire love. It's very, very, very innate. We desire love and to be appreciated. We desire love to be appreciated. I desire love and to be appreciated. Turn that around. Say that. I desire love and to be appreciated. Feel that? Take a moment and let that resonate. I desire love and to be appreciated. I'm so tickled by that. The author continues, he says, hence the reality, there's no such thing as a marital problem, right? Because we're talking about the label, marital problem. People projecting their problems into the label is what he's saying. And it's a blame game. It's blaming the label rather than the individual who is taking responsibility for what they have created in their own marriage/relationship. This goes both ways, whether you are planning a relationship, out of relationship. Think about where the breakdown came. Where did the breakdown happen? I know where the breakdown happened for me. I take responsibility. I take responsibility for saying things I should not have said, for being insensitive and trying to use my words as a weapon when I couldn't get what I wanted. And there are other things that happen among that, you know. I'm not going to truncate the whole breakdown to just that, but I'm giving an example of where I know I could have done better. Now, guess what? I'm very mindful of what I say. I just don't pop off at the mouth. No. I use very loving words, even when I'm in disagreement. Even when I am in disagreements, I use very loving. I'm in a very still loving state because it's one of those things that we can say, honey, it's okay to disagree. It's okay to agree to disagree. That's very powerful. And I don't want to be a right fighter all the time. I stay my lane. I listen. I don't have to be a right fighter all the time. Because what are my intentions? To make sure that my partner doesn't feel harmed, hurt, and feel loved and supported, even in difference of opinions. That is the intention. Those are the intentions that I set. The author says the strategy to proclaim we're having marital problems is to skirt the consequences of our own personal contribution as a whole or part of the problem and negate that responsibility. This really translates into every aspect of your relationship, okay? What we're talking about, whether you're married or not, yes, it's called marital strife, the blame game. And I really love that I'm talking about this, especially that I said the vibration of 2018 seemed to be engagements. So for those of you who are going to be planning marriage, this is, I think, a very poignant episode for you as you learn to plan for long-term communication, advocating your partner, loving your partner, supporting your partner, using those endearing terms with your partner. I love you. I respect you. I support you. I'm committed to build your dream with you. All of those things. It's a shift your thinking. I know. It's easier said than done, but ask yourself, what is your goal? Is it long life companionship? That's my goal. My goal is long life companionship. So I'm not going to say, do, act in such a way that I'm creating strife and harm to my partner. No, I just want to love you. I just want to love you. Hey, Donna. Just, honey, I just want to love you. I want to respect you, admire you, adore you, uplift you, build your dreams with you. Here's what I love about this. I love that no one is jumping in the comment right now and saying, well, I'll do it if he does it. He needs to do it X, Y, and Z, or I'll do it if she does it. That's what we're talking about. Cut the blame game out. Be responsible for your own actions. There is this thing called law of reciprocity. And if you find that you are putting in the work and you're giving and it's not coming back, you need to re-examine the relationship that you're in. It's okay to say, this may not be for me. And say, guess what? This may not work for us. We have two different goals. However, if you set the plan for what the goals are for the relationship, everyone will be clear, much more clear. I love clarity. Last year, 2018, was clarity for me. This year is actually going to be a lot more self-love, self-care, positive, healthy selfishness. I can say that, and we talked about this on an episode, being selfish in a healthy way, perfectly fine, because you've got to take care of self. I have to take care of me before I take care of the whole world. I have to take care of me before I take care of my partner. Again, this is owning. The onus is on me. I have to be responsible for what I say, do, act, be in my relationship. And as we talk about strife, how much of it is created by you? Here's what's so lovely. I mean, I'm telling you, as I reflect right now, gosh, there's been so much growth in me. I just don't have strife, y'all. I don't have strife. I have challenges in my external world. I just don't have strife. Ron says, ready, set, real estate. Of course, make sure y'all tune in next tomorrow. It's gonna be an amazing episode. Amazing. As we get ready to wrap this up, and I'm really loving this. I'm really loving this because I think it is very timely for those of you who are feeling like there's this massive change that's going to happen for 2019 that starts on January 1st. Stop, take a moment, hold that mirror up and say, self, I love you. I appreciate you. You are deserving. You are worthy. Change the language with yourself. When you can change the language with yourself, it's much more easier to say outwardly to people, I love you, I adore you, I uplift you, I admire you, I support you. Why? I just said this a few minutes ago. Because all those things I can say to myself and I can embody that. I can commit to myself. Commit to yourself before you jump in and try to commit into a relationship or a marriage. Work on you. The author says, to label something takes away all of our perspective to deal with behavior and puts it conveniently in a phrase we can hide behind. How ridiculous it sounds to say it's Marital's fault. How many people have you heard say that? They're blaming it on, oh man, I'm having marital problems. Oh, he's having marital problems. She's having marital problems. They're having marital problems. What is marital problems? Own it. It's you. It's you. Cosmic V says, that's one of the things I learned to do is be kinder to myself. And it was reflected on my relationships with the people around me. Absolutely. I'm going to heart you, give you the love for that. I promise you. I don't make too many promises and guarantees. I promise you, When you change the language and the relationship with yourself, be more loving to yourself, more kind to yourself, guess what? You no longer will accept anything less from anyone else. I said this on the Spirit of Business. By the way, Spirit of Business course is launching, spiritofbusinesscourse.com. Early bird registration is happening now, ends January 18th. Spiritofbusinesscourse.com. As we're talking a shift in business consciousness and a way to marry your gifts with your business for money, profits, currency. It's all currency. And that's what we're talking about. The currency of yourself. So it brings me back. I shared on this past Sunday in the last episode, as we were talking about using haterade for fuel. I said on the Spirit of Business course that when you do the inner work and when you learn to be kind to yourself and when you learn improving that word self-esteem itself, Cat Williams did a joke about it. Like you're expecting someone to help boost your self-esteem. It's called self-esteem. Self, point this way. It has to do with you, your esteem of yourself. And I talked about relationships being a mirror of your self-esteem. And I'm going to coin a phrase at some point as I talk about personal FICO scores. I know in business, I deal a lot with FICO scores and credit scores and people being so concerned about their credit score. But what about your relationship score, your personal FICO score? Where you are today is a snapshot of your personal FICO score, of the relationships around you. The relationships I have today are not the relationships I've had 10 years ago. I was such a different person 10 years ago. My vibration was so different 10 years ago. It is a personal barometer of what is happening in your life. I feel like I was going hard. All right, let me calm down. I know I was going in on Sunday. I'm telling you, I was going in. I guess because I really want you to get it. I really want you to get it. Although I do have external challenges, one thing that I do say to myself is it's not happening to me. It is my observation of it. If you're having challenges in life, ask yourself, is it happening to me? Pinch yourself. Does it hurt? Right? That's why I said, as I opened up this segment and I talked about relationships and strife and problems, if you are in an abusive relationship, get out, get counseling, get help. That was me once upon a time. I'm in a different space now. I don't live the victim mentality. I'm on a whole nother vibration. But that would be reflective of my personal FICO score back then, that I stayed in it for so long. That was a conditioning in my mind, my esteem, my emotions. All right. I think there's some good points happening here today. I really do. Set the intention for your relationship if you have not already. As a couple, we've spent so much time. What is the mission statement for our business? Do you have a personal mission statement for yourself? Do you have a mission statement for your relationship? This is next level stuff now. All right, let's wrap it up. The author says marriages could be healed, improved, and moved to real intimacy if the same energy it takes to maintain and defend the labels was used to own our behavior, confess our role in the breakdowns, and offer some hope and commitment that things will change. I love that word intimacy. I love that word intimacy. I desire intimacy. Say that. I desire intimacy. healthy intimacy, positive intimacy, exciting intimacy, passionate intimacy. I desire intimacy. Why? There's this little thing called creation. Ever heard about it? The power of creation comes from intimacy. It's where the magic really is. It is in the intimacy. When you bring the energetic vibration of two people, you have something explosive that happens. All right, that's my time. As we talk about explosive, y'all go have an explosive day. Happy new fiscal year for 2019. I trust that you guys will have a phenomenal 2019. Set the intentions for your relationships. Be sure to connect, build, and share with me on all social media at lasuperagent, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Pinterest, LinkedIn. Hey, Tiff. And be sure to subscribe, like, and comment. Subscribe, like, and comment. All right? I love you. I love you. If you haven't heard it if you haven't heard it this morning, I love you. Hey, Coach K, I love you, love you, love you. And if you just joined in, y'all late. Be sure to hit the replay and check us out on the radio podcast everywhere. All right, y'all, I'm out.